afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Charles Coachman. And this is Bay Area Let's Talk. Bay Area Let's Talk. We have had a crazy little day today, and we are having a crazy day throughout the state. It's been a difficult day as we take a look at COVID. And the numbers that are happening in California are really and truly beyond belief. So for all those that are sick, for all those that are in hospitals, for all those that need care, yeah, my prayers go out for you. We've had a difficult time these last few months, but since the beginning of December, since the middle of December, or basically a month ago, we have tripled in deaths in California. That's a startling number. Where we had about 140 deaths, we are now over 500 deaths a day. So we have got some things to think about here, and I am praying for all the people that are affected by this. And it's certainly a shame. You know, one of the things that I like to start out our show with is not usually COVID. I can guarantee you that. But one of the things that I like to start out with is wishing people happy birthday. And today, it is a friend of mine, fellow realtor and former office mate, Arvin Paredes. Arvin is an awesome fellow. He works with his stepfather, and they share a company on the Jeff Hansen team, or they share a business on the Jeff Hansen team. And Arvin is a terrific guy. He is one of the nicest guys you could want to meet. And just want to give him a quick shout out and say, hey, Arvin, happy birthday. And if it's your birthday out there, we're either not friends on Facebook or you just don't like to share your birthday. Anyway, if it is your birthday out there, happy birthday. And Arvin, go out and have an awesome time. Awesome time. Take care, my friend. Okay, let's get going back with this real quickly. As I started out with, wanted to talk about the main thing that I really wanted to talk about was COVID and the deaths that are going on in California right now. It is very strange, very difficult to imagine. And California is struggling. California is struggling getting their shots administered, their vaccine shots administered, and we are struggling with the amount of deaths. Now, it would seem to me that we should have gotten everything lined up by now and be ready for anything that's coming up. Now, I did see that San Francisco is putting together a plan with private parties to go ahead and line that up to get their vaccines administered. And that is completely important. And we are a little bit behind right now, so we need to get that done. We need an awful lot of shots here in California, being the most populous state in the union. So it is time for that to happen. And like I said, in California, deaths had tripled. The average daily deaths had tripled in California. And that is a difficult thing to face. So today's show is going to be basically discussing this. One bit of good news, San Jose police who had been shot at yesterday. They have arrested the gunman who had been shooting at police. He surrendered this morning. And he gave himself up without any harm, without any injury that's been reported. So that is a good thing. And we are glad for that for the San Jose police. Now back onto the COVID story. Saw something with the Kaiser Hospital in Oakland, where they did a story about a mother and daughter who are suffering from COVID. And they are both in the same Kaiser Hospital on different floors. So that's unimaginable that you've got two families or two family members in the same hospital suffering from that. But the good thing is they were positive. They said that it looks like we're going to beat this. We hope to beat it. So it's very important that we stay positive with this, because we know the odds of dying are very, very low. And it's a difficult thing when it does happen to a family member and they do not survive. So we have to do what we can when we're in a big crowd. We've got to make sure that we masked up and we're keeping ourselves socially distanced. Although I'm seeing a lot of states and I'm seeing a lot of governors and mayors now calling to open up their cities and open up their states. The timing looks a little peculiar, but we need to do that. Even with deaths mounting in California, and they are in many places across the nation, but we have to keep an eye on it. We are certainly the most populous state, and we are fairly densely populated, but not in places like back east. Those states back there are more densely populated than we are, and we have to look at it. Now, big cities across all of the U.S., the big cities are all pretty densely populated. San Jose is a good-sized city. We have over 1 million in population, but take a look at cities like New York, where you've got over 10 million. We have about approximately 10 million in the Bay Area. And we are certainly a lot bigger than that area in New York City. So we are not as densely populated. And we've seen that coming up time and time and again. So, like I said, last month, December 14th, I think it was, Gavin Newsom said there were about 140 deaths per day in California. Today, I think yesterday we topped out, I think, close to 560 deaths yesterday, and we are over 500 deaths per day in California right now. So we are certainly maxing out. Where I live here in San Jose, we have all the hospitals are pretty well packed. Basically in the Bay Area, that's the same story. And we've got to figure this out. Now, one of the things that we're taking a look at is, are we getting that new virus or that new strain of COVID that's coming in? Because now it's been seen in many different states. And we're hoping that the vaccines that are out there and that are being given are going to take care of everyone and every strain. The hopes are, and the thoughts are, from the scientists, they believe that it will. From the doctors and what they're seeing, they believe that this will all be restrained. And that's what we're hoping for. And that's all we can be hoping for at this time. Let's take a quick look. Hey, Jeanette, how you doing? I like my little corner of Santa Clara County for sure. Less is better for me. Yep. Please, Jeanette, Thank you for checking in. Have a great weekend, and congratulations on your sale. Jeanette is a realtor here in Santa Clara County, here in the South Bay, and she is with Keller Williams Santa Clara Valley, or Silicon Valley, just like I am, out of Campbell. And congratulations to you, Jeanette. But I want to go ahead and get back to what we were talking about, and that is back on COVID. I mentioned earlier that there was triple the deaths in California. I mentioned earlier that San Francisco was setting up three private sites so they can be vaccinating people at a much higher rate. But we also need to get everything released. I had been reading that everyone over 65 was going to get their shots done, but we're not even close so far. We have to stick to what we're doing. We have to fight for everything that we're doing and make sure that we are covering those areas and the people who need it most. Now, I do have a young friend who is a nurse over at Kaiser Hospital in Santa Clara, and actually Kaiser Hospital in San Jose, works in the ER department, that he has now gotten his 2 shots. So we are getting covered with that. So that's a good thing. We want to make sure that we have all of our first responders. We want to make sure that our nurses and doctors and staff are getting covered, especially at Santa Clara or at Kaiser Hospital in San Jose, where they've had that mishap at Christmas time. And they had a small explosion of the virus in their hospital. So we want to make sure that that's happening. And we are taking care of people. Now, they have talked about different sites to be used in the Bay Area. And that's a big thing. We want to make sure, if we have an opportunity to do a massive vaccination, we should be able to do it. We have all the technology here. We should be able to plan this out, get everyone lined up, and just get moving to get it done. This has been a difficult time. To get those vaccinations done. It's been a difficult time to get the vaccines out to the different locations. Why is that? If they've been distributed to California, why can't we move them from the main distribution base out to where they need to go? We have got to get that done. I am not going to blame anybody. I just said, come on now, let's think about what we're doing. Let's work together. We got some of the smartest people in the world that live here in the Santa Clara Valley, that live in the Silicon Valley, that live in this state. We should be able to figure out how to do distribution. We should be getting to those main places. We should be getting to the rest homes. We want to make sure that we are taking care of our elderly, taking care of our first responders, taking care of those in the ER. We want to make sure that that is done. We want to take care of those people. And it's a tough time. I don't know what is going on here. I don't understand that, except that we've had some mishaps. We have to understand and get everything done, because seeing 500 to 600 people die every day does not make sense. Doesn't make sense to me at all. And I was talking the other day where I read the article that said thank goodness we don't have any flu. Well, of course we've got flu. The flu did not disappear. Some of those cases that are being recorded as COVID are actually the flu. How many false positives are we getting? How many of those that are being written down as COVID are actually the flu? We have to be honest about that. We know that 95% of the people are going to live from this. Once they get it, they're going to recover. But we do have some of our population that is not going to recover, and we have to work at getting those people taken care of. There shouldn't be any questioning about it. There should not be any questioning about that. All our doctors and nurses and hospital staff should be taken care of. All those in old folks' homes and rest homes need to be taken care of. And then we start working on everybody 65 plus. And we certainly want to get those people with comorbidities, those people that have those medical issues that could cause them to die. Those, we have to go and get those people and make sure that they get vaccinated. If they want to refuse the vaccination and try to get by without it, that's their decision. That's the nation that we live in. You should have free will. You've got choices. So if you've been offered and you turn it away, then you're going to go back in the line somewhere. But we know the people that need to be taken care of, and we're going to do that. So I would expect over the weekend that there will be high-level meetings, and they will have a plan set for the beginning of the week and do whatever they can. They know that there's more vaccines on the way. We've got to get those distributed and know exactly where they're going to go. Know exactly where they're going to go. Well, let's take 1 minute of levity and get off of COVID for just a moment. We got football. Football coming up this Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow and Sunday, we have got the Rams versus Green Bay in Green Bay. Going to take place at 1:35 our time. And then Saturday night, we got Baltimore at Buffalo. So those ought to be good games. And then Sunday, we have got the Cleveland Browns at Kansas City. Should be a good game. And then Sunday afternoon, we got Tampa Bay going to New Orleans. Those should be 4 good games. I do remember what the excitement was all about going to playoff games. Heck, we had it right here last year. But unfortunately, we're not living in the same world right now. We're living in a different place. We're living in a different time. So New Orleans, which would normally be going crazy, it's going to be a fairly subdued crowd. It's going to be a small crowd. And any of the places that are going to allow crowds, I believe they're all going to be small. So good luck to those teams. I want to wish everybody just a happy weekend. I usually talk about music as we finish this up, but today, not so. I just want to wish everybody that is ill, everybody that has family members in a hospital, in a local hospital, or throughout the state or throughout our country. I want to wish them all the best. We know that most of you are going to come home, but for those families that are suffering and their family members aren't going to make it home, our prayers are with you. And I just want everyone to know that we are thinking about them and we are going to do the best that we can. I am certain of it. And I'm not certain of an awful lot of things, but I believe that we will get those vaccines out and they will be distributed and the people will be taken care of. We have to put the faith in our government to get that done. But working with private companies to handle it is probably the best thing that we can do. Get it out there, get it done. God bless all of you that are ill. And wish you all the best. Godspeed. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.